The WINX are back. Yes. Hey cuties, PeachY here. Welcome back to a new video. And in this video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the brand new WINX Club Reboot 2025 Giochi Preziosi dolls. Now, there's two types of WINX dolls right now for the reboot. There's these dolls that I have right here that are only available in Europe. And then there's the Playmates versions that are only available in the US. I have ordered the Playmates ones from eBay. They were a bit pricier because of course they are. But I cannot wait because I've been dying to get some official WINX Club dolls again for this reboot, and I cannot wait to get them and compare them to these dolls as well, because these Giochi dolls are actually not half bad. So we're gonna take a look at these transformation fairy dolls of all 6 characters, and also I'll be reviewing the casual looks for all 6 characters, so stay tuned for that video. Like I mentioned, these are only available in Europe. These are the dolls made by Giochi Preziosi, and so if you don't live in Europe, then you probably are able to get the other ones from Playmates, or honestly depends where you live. But yes, I got some of these from Smith's Toys, I got some of these from Amazon, and they are, again, not half bad. Like, I saw them in person and I was pleasantly surprised. And I think I'm also just very excited to get new WINX Club dolls. Like, I'm just pumped. Like, I've been waiting, you know, to get some, like a full collection of new WINX dolls for a long time now, because all the other dolls were either ugly or overpriced on eBay, like the Mattel WINX dolls. Those are so expensive on eBay. So here's a closer look at the packaging. As you can see, they're all displayed really neatly. In the middle here, at the bottom, we do have a illustration and signature unique to every character. And then here are also Tekna and Musa, and they have the same features. Look at them. They look so cute, I have to say. Something I love about this packaging here for the Giochi dolls is that on the one side, we have a full illustration of all 6 characters. On the back of the box, which is the same for all 6 characters, just the name obviously changes, we have a group illustration here of all the fairies in their brand new looks, and it just looks so magical and just really awesome. And you can see here, there's 6 styles to collect, of course. It is interesting seeing the packaging here for the Giochi dolls be so simple, because with the Playmates versions, they chose much more rounder shapes to play around with. You know, this is like basically a rectangle shape for the packaging. And by the way, on this side, there is nothing interesting. It's just the logo and then the name for the respective fairy. Although again, I do like the illustration here on the one side, which the Playmates version dolls do not have. And that's enough of the packaging. Let's get these dolls unboxed. So stay tuned, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on a new video, and consider becoming a channel member today. Link to join is down below. But for now, let's get into it. Starting off with Bloom, of course, the fairy of the dragon flame. Here she is, and right away I want to explain how the wings work for all 6. So basically, they are attached on the back via Velcro. So they basically have a Velcro strip here sewn on the back, and that's how you attach them. The wings of, again, all 6 are basically this like one sheet of like plastic. You know, it's like, yeah, to me, it feels like laminated paper, if you know what that is. But yeah, I guess it's plastic, just very thin. And the back is just holographic, you know. So you know, I like the details. I like the glitter here on the front. That's very pretty. But obviously, I don't like how this is just Velcro on the back. Like, to me, that feels a little cheap. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say that this is the best mechanism ever. The Playmates versions definitely have them beat with the wing mechanism, for sure. But at least the wings, the colors are opaque, you know, like they're solid colors here, and I do like the holographic shine. And you know, it's just, again, the Velcro connection to me feels very like are you kidding me? Like, this is really these are the wings? This is it? Like, to me, it does feel lackluster for sure. But anyway, I'll remove the wings for now so it's easier to showcase the doll. So the hair is in a ponytail, accurate. We love to see it. We have a blue elastic here as well. I love how soft her hair is. The hair quality on all 6 of them is amazing, I have to say. Although the rooting to me does feel a little bit thin for sure. So that's unfortunate. We do have a couple of small braids here on one side, and then on the same side we do have these 2 braids on the front that have these like little beads that are attached here. So that's very pretty. Love her little fringe here on the front. I think I got a really good one here with the hair. It's gelled neatly. And then we got her face, which is super pretty. So it basically, it's kind of like it's a bit pixelated. It's not the most clear that I've seen, but it's not horrible. Like, it's definitely better than some Monster High G3 dolls that I've seen. So we have some blue eyes here, some pink eyeshadow. We even have a couple of freckles, it looks like, and then some blushing, and she's got some really nice natural looking pink lips here. She's got this like one shoulder pad, you know, with the 2 layers of pink and blue, which definitely is accurate. And got these like 2 straps here going down the front that are like a dark blue. Next to them we have this lighter blue texture fabric here, and then the blue straps here do not go all the way to the back, but we do have this like pink detail here that does follow all the way through. Now this pink detail is not like, it's like kind of like a sticker, or like it's like a print put onto the fabric of the blue, if you see what I mean. Like, this is not the fabric itself that's pink. So it does feel a little bit rubbery and it might peel, I'm not sure, but it does look good for now. Now her bottoms are some blue shorts with an overlayer as a skirt here. We got some pleats as well on the front, and then here is the back. Now unfortunately my fabric piece here came undone, so the Velcro is completely removed. I don't know why, I guess they didn't sew it on completely well. Yeah, the Velcro panel is just completely gone. So I'm keeping it up together here with an elastic. But yeah, it is, you know, keeping on. It's not falling off because the legs are rubbery, but definitely disappointing for me, but it's not a huge deal. And then lastly, we got some new boots here for Bloom. They got some pink heels, the platform, and then we got this gradient here as well in pink at the top. Now obviously in the show the boots are much higher, but you know, these are also very cute. Next up we got Stella. She's the fairy of the shining sun and moon, and she is fully decked out here in orange. So starting off with her wings, once again they are connected via Velcro here on the back, as you can see. So here are the wings themselves. If you were curious, they're really shiny and super pretty here with the glitter and gold. And then here's the back, again, just holographic and silver. So yeah, so getting a closer look at Stella herself, she has a really gorgeous expression here, which is once again a little bit pixelated, but it's not horrible. Like we can see here, she's got some light yellow makeup on, some blushing, and her lipstick is kind of like an orangey tone. I do like that she's kind of like, she's smiling. You can see with her eyes that she's smiling. So that's a really nice detail. And then she's got her fringe here, her bangs, which are cut bluntly, I believe. This is not gelled. There's no gel here. So that's good, but definitely a bit uneven here on one side, and on the other side it's much shorter. No earrings, by the way, for Bloom or Stella. And then her hair otherwise is just blonde, and you know, from the front it's pulled back here in the back. The hair is not long, actually. It's kind of like short. It just stops before the end of the skirt. Now her outfit, the top here does have shoulder pads on both sides. We've got 4 straps here on the top, and then also a choker connected. The little wave here on the front is nicely done, and it's a different shimmery fabric than the rest, which is more of like a matte, lighter shade of orange. And then we've got her skirt, which is kind of like flared out here at the bottom. And then we have this piece, this portion up here, which has these like circular shapes going all the way around. So that's really nice. And of course it all velcros here on the back. The fabric is decent, I have to say. It's sturdy, it's not stiff, and I don't think this would like degrade over time. And then lastly we have her shoes, which are some short boots with some painted yellow soles here, and then we've got some orange socks to kind of give it the impression of an over-knee boot. I forgot to mention, but the articulation for these dolls is, as you can see, at the neck, they move up and down, you know, left and right. For the arms, there's no elbow or wrist joints, unfortunately, but you do have movement here at the waist. They can sit down, I think, and then you can bend the knees like you would do an old Barbie doll. So they kind of have these like bend and snap knees, which is really fun. And that's why the legs feel especially very, you know, rubbery. The articulation overall is not the best, but at least we do have some bend and snap knees. Next we have Aisha, or Layla, and she's really pretty. Once again, the wings are a little bit larger, similar to Bloom's, and we do have the same kind of deal here with the Velcro, although her wings here, they're kind of larger here in the middle, I guess, because they are a different shape, so I'm not sure. But here is the design of Aisha's wings. So getting a closer look here at herself, so the face, and by the way, I forgot to mention, but the hair on Stella was amazing. And also for Aisha has lovely hair quality here, and the face sculpts for all 6, I think it might be unique. I think the head sculpts for all 6 might be unique to all to each character, so I'm not sure. But for Layla, for Aisha, she definitely has a unique head sculpt, so that's very fun. So we got a really nice makeup here for her, very natural. Some blushing, some, you know, kind of a cherry red lipstick. She even has some light freckles here, which is so sweet, and I love the shape for her eyebrows. I really love her expression and her makeup, and like I said, the hair quality is good on Aisha, but the accuracy is not correct. So I think in the show, the hair texture would be like braids, but here they're just twists, and not all of them are twists, just some of them. So that's unfortunate, but at least the hair quality is good on Aisha. Now, again, the skin tone also for her is a bit light. Like maybe just a shade darker would have been good, because I do feel like she's been perhaps a little bit whitewashed, just a little bit. So that's a bit sus. But moving down, we do have her gorgeous outfit, which is one piece. We've got some sleeves here on the front, which are kind of like mesh. They're very nice and delicate. We've got these 2 details here in like a different fabric going down the center. We've got these little puffs here going up the sides, and then we've got these 2 layers that are kind of like overskirts here that are separate from the shorts underneath. So that's very fun. Here is the back. Like I mentioned, it's all one piece, but I like how complex and like they've used so many different fabrics and textures here for this one piece. So that I feel like that's very well done. Moving down, we do have some teal socks, which is accurate, love that. And then her boots are simple, just in a different shade of teal. And we do have these little details here on the front. You will see this boot mold is very frequently used among these 6 characters, but at least they do have unique details here on the actual boots printed on. So that's fun. But yeah, the boots are definitely a bit simple, but at least she has socks, and I do like her one piece here. She is a really great doll, even though the hair again could have been better. And next up we have Flora. Now, by the way, Aisha is the fairy of waves, you know, water, if you were confused, but I thought that was self-explanatory. Now, Flora is the fairy of nature, not just flowers, of nature. So that's an important distinction. But Flora here looks adorable. I love her outfit. Probably one of the more simpler outfits in my opinion. But she has a great wings here. The pair of wings that she's got are again attached on the back via Velcro, and they are also some of the smaller scale wings that we've got, similar to Musa and Tekna, which you'll see in a second. But yeah, I love the detail here of the wings, even though they're so thin, and to me they feel just very flimsy. But here is Flora. One thing I love about her is that she has these flowers here tagged on to the top of her head. These are so pretty. I love, it's just a small thing, but they add a lot of detail for me. And then we've got these 2 strands here gelled down the front, which are lighter blonde, and then the rest of her hair is like a brown pull to the side in a braid. Her face up is super sweet. Again, I feel like she has her own head sculpt. I'm pretty sure she's got some blushing. She's got these really nice rosy cheeks. Her makeup is very light. We've got some pink eyeshadow, some green eyes. And again, the braid also is very soft here. There is no gel, so that's adorable, and I love it because usually they gel the heck out of braids with dolls. Now we do have her one-piece outfit, the dress. The fabric is so soft. This is so soft, I have to say. Although I do feel like there should be 2 more layers like this here, because there should be like 6 petals like this in total, not just 4. So there's definitely like 2 petals here missing. But even so, it's still like really dainty and just so girly. I love that. We've got some ruffles here on the top. We've also got these like off the shoulder little blue little strings, you know, I guess nothing extravagant. But you know, here in the show, she doesn't have like little roses attached to the little sleeves here, which here she does not have, unfortunately. She also doesn't have a choker, but we do have really nice shoes here. The boots here are the same mold like Stella's, but just in pink. And then we also have these like added on little leg warmers here for her, which are ruffled here. So that's interesting. I guess they're supposed to capture the texture of her boots, but I don't know if it works for me. I like that we have extra fabric pieces here, but again, these are leg warmers, really. They're not socks. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about this, but they do add a little bit more with her outfit, because overall it is a very simple outfit. I mean, it's just one piece, and she's missing like a second row, like 2 petals here on her dress. So, but yeah, overall, I mean, she's still like, I just love her face and her little flowers here on top of her head. Like, to me, that's the best part about her. Next, we have Tekna. She's the fairy of technology, and she also has one of the more kind of like simple looking outfits. So her wings, once again, they Velcro on the back here. So her wings also are kind of smaller in scale, like Flora's. They're not as grand or wide, you know, like Stella or Aisha or Bloom's, but they're still really nice in detail. We have some gold here. The design of the wings kind of looks like a motherboard, you know, like circuits or something. Interesting. And then yeah, just the back here, if you were wondering. Now here we do have a lovely face for Tekna. I love the expression for her. Her lipstick is kind of like a purple shade of plum, which is really nice because, you know, up until now, all of the lipstick shades for the girls have been like coral or like orangey or like blush or like, you know, pink. But Tekna very clearly has purple. So I love that she has like a unique shade of lipstick here. Now also, she's got some freckles. I don't know if you can tell, but she's got some very light freckles here. We've got some blushing as well, her eye color, we've got some purple eyeshadow. I love her face. It came out really nice. Now her hair is all gelled, obviously. It's kind of like a side part. No, it's like a middle part, but one side is like slicked back. You know, in the show, it's like a buzz, like it's shaved here on one side, but here they just gelled it back. And then on this side, it's just kind of like gelled to the front. So that's kind of how they did the hair for Tekna. Now Tekna is wearing this lovely tube top here with a lighter kind of blue pattern here on the front, which is super sparkly. We've even got this like lighter blue here on the very top. And then we do have these like 2 ribbons here attached to the tube top. And originally in the packaging, they kind of came attached like normal. So I actually undid them and I attached them doing the crisscross here around her neck, which is how it's supposed to look like in the show. You know, it looks like this, not like this. So I'm not sure why they gave her the wrong straps here when they could have just fixed it themselves, but whatever. Now going down, we do have these lovely pants, which once again have this like lining here of lighter blue on the very top. The pants are very baggy. They're very baggy. I'm not sure why, but they don't fit her very well. So I'm just kind of like, you know, forcing them to be tighter because they're not, again, they don't fit her perfectly, but it's okay. We're just gonna pretend. But I do like the fabric of the pants. They're very, very nicely done. And then she also has these boots that are the same like Aisha's, but she's got some different designs here. Printed on. So yes, Tekna is very lovely, even though I do feel like, you know, she's missing a couple of accessories. And lastly, we got Musa, and she is just adorable. She might be my favorite overall out of all 6, just the colors, the designs, the outfit, the wings, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So starting off with her wings, once again, like you know, they are Velcro in the back, and here are the wings. They have this like piano key design here, and then we've got some music notes as well in gold, so very pretty, but again, also just kind of like very smaller in scale, the wings. Her outfit is so pretty, but her face, firstly, is so sweet. Look at her expression. We've got some blue eyes here, some purple makeup. We've got some blushing. Again, she's also got some freckles, which is so sweet. Some light pink lipstick. Her bangs are, the fringe is not gelled, which is super nice. And they did the bangs really well. She's got these 2 small pigtails here that are kind of like braids or like twists. So adorable because they're not like huge, they're really small in scale, which is how they look like in the show. So I like how they really did this hairstyle accurately. Now you can see here, the back is also tied here via a ribbon for the top half of this like little mesh piece of her dress. And you know, it's a bit loose, but it's okay. It works for what it is. Then the rest is here, like a different shade of like lilac here that's shimmery. And then we have the same, once again, repeated here down there, which is where she would have shorts, but she does not have shorts. She just has this dress. So yeah, but we do have this like peekaboo moment here, this little cutout, which is very fun because the Playmates version does not have this, I believe. So yay. We also have this asymmetrical kind of like look here, and these more fabrics kind of like draping all the way. And I do like how this kind of like flares out. It's very cute. Again, this is just how it looks like on the back. Now her boots are, again, the same mold like Tekna's and Aisha's, but they do have different buckle details printed on. So yeah, honestly, Musa is also a simple design here, but I like how they've done different, you know, like the peekaboo moments here with the mesh. They have the different colors and fabrics used here on the dress, and I love how her hair came out. Here they are all standing alongside each other, and they look good. Like, they really do. Like, if you're in Europe like me and you were on the fence about getting these, please, I urge you to consider getting your favorite at least, and perhaps from there on out you can decide on getting any more. I think they are worth it. For sure, if you're a WINX Club fan and you've been waiting for some solid WINX dolls, this is your chance to get these, to get the full collection, because I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person where I look back a lot and I think of all the dolls I did not get. And I know myself, and I know that in like 5 years, I will be nostalgic about these dolls. I will be nostalgic about this whole reboot. And I will want to have had these dolls, and I have them now. So like for me, I know that I will be nostalgic. I will feel the urge, and I will feel the FOMO if I did not have these already. So I'm just happy to have them, and I think they are really solid for what they are. But definitely, I mean, they're not like deluxe collector. They're definitely playline. The wings are not the best, but again, that they have a charm. They're undoubtedly just very charming, very whimsical. Like in some areas, they even have more details than the Playmates version. So it really depends on you and like what you think about these dolls. But I think the faces, for instance, are much better. I think the outfits are kind of better quality, you know, all around than the Playmates versions. Again, I don't have those, but I feel like from seeing reviews, it's kind of like the fabrics they've used here for the Giochi dolls are a bit better, but again, it really depends on how you feel about these designs and the looks of the faces. I think they do look cuter in person, so please get them if you want, or just your favorite. I do think you would be pleasantly surprised, or just you would find them at least charming, but because I really do like these. That does it for my unboxing review here of all 6 of the brand new WINX Club Reboot The Magic Is Back Giochi dolls. And I have to say again, like, they are really cool. They look amazing together. They are each so unique, but they're all very cohesive as well. I love the faces. I actually feel like they look good You know, they're not bad. They're not ugly. Like, I'm not questioning if I think they're pretty or not. Like with some of the Playmates versions of the faces, you know, like these faces to me look a bit more proportionate and realistic, and the heads are not gigantic. So they're kind of giving like Barbie, but like a bit more cartoony, like WINX style. So I like them. I really do. The wings, I feel like to me are what I like the least. The wings just being like Velcro in the back and they're like one sheet of like what feels like laminated paper, you know, like it doesn't feel like plastic. It doesn't feel like a thick, you know, sheet of plastic. It's like, it's the wings to me are definitely the weakest point out of the entire line. But otherwise, I mean, just the outfits, the layering, you know, like it's really good. It's very solid. Like Aisha's fit, it fits her so well. The overskirt is two pieces here. The shorts, you know, this entire detailing here is well done. She has socks. The Playmates don't have socks, you know. Estella too has socks. She has the correct amount of straps here on her top with the choker included. You know, again, I want to make a whole video comparing the two, you know, versions. Playmates versus Giochi, because I feel like then that's where we'll be able to really see clearly the comparisons of like what Giochi is doing so much better. But also, to be fair, Playmates will have a couple of pro points as well. But I'll have to see what they actually look like in real life when I get them. But for now, just from what I remember, you know, I do feel like a lot of details here on the outfits are included on these dolls, and I think they look lovely. Like Flora's little flowers here in her hair, like that's really unique to her. The Playmates doll does not have that, you know. Yeah, I wish the wings were better. That's really my main complaint. I wish the wings were better. And also, these three dolls, they use the same boots. The same boot mold is used for Musa, Tekna, Aisha. That to me feels lazy, definitely. Bloom has a unique boot sculpt, you know? And then Flora and Stella also share the same boot sculpt. So, I mean, it's like, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to save on cost because they gave Stella socks and they gave Flora these like little ruffled socks to kind of imitate the texture of her boot. But at the same time, again, like the details on the outfits are good, but then the shoes are kind of lacking, right? It's kind of a weird, it's like a weird give and take, right? But all in all, I have to say, I love them. I love them. I think maybe I'm also just, I've been deprived of having a full set of WINX dolls. So to me, maybe I have some like rose tinted glasses on right now, but I really do love them. I don't know, maybe it's just me. What do you think? Please let me know what you think of these 6 gorgeous fairies down below. And are you a fan of WINX and are you watching the show? Because I have started and it's promising, but the animation definitely is a step down. But I hope you all enjoyed, and let me know who's your favorite down below. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please consider becoming a channel member today. Link to join is down below if you're able to, of course, no pressure. And so you do not miss out when I post more content like this coming your way and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time, stay peachy. Kisses.